Hello race fans and welcome to the first qualifying session of a new season here at Bahrain International Circuit for qualifying for the 2022 Bahrain Grand Prix. I can't wait. We've been waiting all winter to see these new cars on the circuit, so let's see what they can do. For your practice report, Toyota looked very good in this session, especially in the hands of the lead driver Keito Watanabe, topping practice 2 and almost a full second ahead of the Mercedes, which is ridiculous pace in comparison to where they were at this time last season. Yuki Tsunoda struggling a bit in his new car, but he is slowly adjusting according to what team boss Keito Watanabe has said, despite the fact that the team only has the 5th best car. And also, with a full season in Formula 1, Watanabe is more experimental with his setups now. Here we go on his first lap. Lance Stroll puts up a 127.6, I believe that was. However, Watanabe, his lap's going to get hindered by the slow-moving Williams of Nicholas Latifi, who doesn't realize he's there. So we're going to see some cracking racing as Carlos Sainz puts up a 127.5 as Keito Watanabe. Surely that'll hinder his lap. Around turn 14 now, through the kink of turn 15, and now DRS wide open, down the start-finish straight. Where's Keito Watanabe going to end up? And that's P1, that's 126.1. And Keito Watanabe didn't go out again. And he's almost 0.05 of a second behind Valtteri Bottas, our defending champion. Yuki Tsunoda makes it through, but we lose both Haas's, both Williams, and both Alfa Romeos. Through the final corner now. Sebastian Vettel, 127.3. Can Watanabe make this lap time count on these used soft tires? And he can! A 126.6 again! Through turn 12 he goes, and there's a bit of oversteer as Keito Watanabe loses the back end. He loses the back end through his run, and this is looking to be a great flying lap with a purple first sector. However, those tires are surely heated up and not going to grip well, and that's Watanabe's race qualifying over. But with P3, he's made it into Q3 along with Yuki Tsunoda, so this is one of the first times in the first race where both drivers made it through into Q3. Great result. And now Tsunoda, 127.6. Can Watanabe match that time as he heads towards the line? DRS wide open, is a bit slow through the final corner, and he's a 126.6 again. Purple first sector, Watanabe's up by 0.5. He's gunning for that pole position. He's gaining every little bit of speed out of that Toyota as he rounds turn 12. And oh my god, he's oversteered again! The Toyota pulls a massive error, and after what looks like pole position has been taken from him as he loses the back end yet again. Keito Watanabe is going to be kicking himself as Lewis Hamilton puts up a 125.7 and takes pole position for the 2022 Bahrain Grand Prix. But Keito Watanabe, although finishing best of the rest behind the two front-running teams, is going to be kicking himself for squandering a pole position. But him and Yuki Tsunoda in the top 10, surely that opens up their options in the race. Here we are, folks. Months of waiting and the winter off-season has finally ended. We're here in Bahrain for the opening round of this new Formula 1 season. I can't wait to see what these cars will do on this track. The form guide has been thrown out. Let's head into the Bahrain Grand Prix. And here we are around the Bahrain International Circuit. Of 15 corners this track is, and it's notorious for overheating the rear tires. Just ask Keito Watanabe yesterday. Through his 2 qualifying laps, could have gotten pole position, but lost the rear end due to those tires overheating. Tire management, but also tire strategy is going to be paramount to success in this season. And here we are on the grid. Red Bull and Mercedes look to have capitalized on these new aero and chassis regulations, but Toyota as well looked very strong of their 2 drivers. Yuki Tsunoda acclimatizing just as well as Watanabe. Let's see what they can do as we head to the starting grid for the 2022 Bahrain Grand Prix. Let's see what it looks like. Lewis Hamilton gets pole position with Max Verstappen on the front row beside him. It looks like we could see a title battle between these 2 drivers. Valtteri Bottas, our defending champion, 3rd, Perez 4th, Watanabe 5th, Vettel 6th, Leclerc 7th, Ricciardo 8th, and Tsunoda 9th, Carlos Sainz 10th. Lando Norris 11th, disappointing for him. Lance Stroll 12th, to 2 Alpines in 13th and 14th. Pierre Gasly and his new teammate Antonio Giovinazzi 16th, Raikkonen 17th, Mick Schumacher 18th, George Russell 19th, and Marino Sato 20th, Mazepin 21st, and Nicholas Latifi finishing a low 22nd. Here we are, our grid is set. Let's see what the show has in store for us this weekend. Here we go, new season, new cars. Let's see what it has in store as the 5 lights are out and the cars get put to the floor. And here goes Kato Watanabe, a brilliant start off the line compared to the defending champion Valtteri Bottas. Here we go, into turn 1, the 2 Red Bulls side by side into the first corner. Watanabe's going to go around the outside of Valtteri Bottas, and Perez going to get the better line through turn 2, and so does Watanabe. Watanabe pounces on the slow Max Verstappen. He got squeezed out by his teammate, and Lewis Hamilton is extending his lead. Yuki Tsunoda is looking for a move on Daniel Ricciardo as Watanabe goes around Sergio Perez, the Mexican, caught with his pants down as Watanabe takes P2, and now he's got a clear track ahead of him to chase down Lewis Hamilton. The race win is surely on. Let's look at this race start. And we can see minimal wheel spin off the line, and Bottas, he just gets bogged down after the initial phase, and Watanabe just pounces. But also, Sergio Perez against the arguable #1 driver at Red Bull, getting his hands dirty. However, Perez going through turn 4 right now, and yeah, Watanabe just squeezes him onto the curb and gets the place. And here goes Max Verstappen closing in on Sergio Perez, who has looked a little weak through the second sector. Now, down the long start-finish straight, Max Verstappen, no DRS here, but he's surely deploying tons of battery. Here we go. He's looking for a move around the outside into turn 1. Perez defends on the inside. What can happen between these 2 Red Bulls? Are we going to see an Azerbaijan 2018 repeat between the 2 Red Bull drivers? Of course, Sergio Perez wasn't on the team then, and he benefited from the collision between the 2 when Daniel Ricciardo used to be Max Verstappen's #2. But here we go, and Perez gets the position is taken away from him by his teammate Max Verstappen. And now Max Verstappen's closing in on Kato Watanabe here, heading on to lap 5 of the Bahrain Grand Prix, and Watanabe's pitting on this lap. It's a very aggressive strategy. Toyota's used to doing an aggressive strategy in order to get some good points. So are we seeing a repeat of what happened in Brazil last year, where Watanabe and Toyota Racing went on an aggressive 2-stop strategy to try and maximize tire life and gain positions? As Watanabe is going to fall towards the back of the grid, but that was a good stop from the boys and girls and in the pit box of Toyota Racing. And now joining the track again, he's going to be joining alongside the Williams pair as he tries to go down into turn 1. Latifi shuts the door. He's on the curb. Watanabe's fighting the car to make sure he doesn't lose it. Russell gets by him, and now Watanabe's going to have to get by him. But with DRS, surely this is going to be the easiest move of the race. Considering how many leaps and bounds Toyota has made over Williams in comparison to last year. And Watanabe goes around the outside of George Russell, and now he's closing in on Nicholas Latifi, who looks mighty slow through the sweeping turns of 5, 6, 7 into the hairpin of 8, and we don't see moves there, but Watanabe doesn't care down the inside, and that is a beautiful move on the Williams. Here goes Watanabe now closing in on the Haas duo of Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. Again, this should be an easy move without DRS, as Watanabe in the slipstream of Mick Schumacher is going to go around his outside into turn 14. And that's a pretty good, great move from the Japanese driver. But now he's closing in on Nikita Mazepin, who looks like a slow-moving car. And that's an easy move, especially with DRS. And now he can set his sights on Marino Sato as he takes the position over to both Haas drivers. And this is going to be awkward pass, as now this is like meeting your ex on the street, as now Watanabe has to make a move around his former teammate Marino Sato in the inferior Alfa Romeo. Sato's surely going to be kicking himself for having lost the drive at Toyota Racing, and now considering how they benefited off these new regulation changes. And now cars are beginning to pit, so Watanabe's making up places. And speaking of old teammates battling, Antonio Giovinazzi in the Alfa Tauri is battling his old friend and teammate Kimi Raikkonen, still in that Alfa Romeo. The two are battling. Giovinazzi gets compromised by Raikkonen. There's no love lost between these two, and now Watanabe's closing in, DRS and ERS deployed, heading down towards turn 4. He's going to go around the outside of Antonio Giovinazzi. It doesn't matter what car he is, you can change teams, but Watanabe saying, no way, this is my track, I am taking your positions. And now Raikkonen, he's going to have to take a move on this elder statesman of the F1 grid. He's going to dive, he's going to pull the same move again on Nicholas TV, and it's contact between the two. Raikkonen shuts the door. That was a bit of an audacious dive bomb from the Toyota driver, and now he's going to see if he can make a move, get a good exit out of the double left-hander at turn 9 and 10. And he does. He gets very, very close to Raikkonen with DRS and ERS. Surely he should make the move before turn 11. And he does. He's going to go around the outside of Kimi Raikkonen. And there we go. The move is done. And Watanabe is just climbing up the ranks. And now more cars are pitting onto their second stop. Looks like most drivers are going to try to do a 2-stop in this race, and it's more aggressive than Watanabe's. Looks like some drivers are just pitting onto another set of soft tires, so now Watanabe, with his mediums, are going to have to really start pushing. Closing up to Esteban Ocon in P6, Watanabe's made a few moves in turn 4. Can he make it? He's going to brake, and that's a way too late from the Toyota driver. He goes very wide, and Esteban Ocon regains the position, but Watanabe's going to have to fight again. Here we go, into the double left-hander. He's going to have to get very close. He gets a little bit on the curb to avoid contact with the Alpine. But with the DRS and ERS, he's going to have to make that move quick, because Lewis Hamilton, on some fresh, soft tires, is really close. He made contact with the rear of that Alpine, but Kato Watanabe climbs up the ranks. No damage reported. Now more cars are pitting. Max Verstappen takes on another new set of soft tires, and Watanabe jumps him out of the pit lane, but Verstappen has made the overcut work, and he's very close to that Toyota, and with those fresh soft tires, surely he's going to have to pace over the Toyota on the mediums. Here we go. Through into turn 8, heading towards the double left-hander. Watanabe's a little wide on exit, and Max Verstappen's going to see if he can make a move. They're going side by side into the double left-hander. You don't see moves on this part of the track. Verstappen breaks late, but he goes wide through the double left-hander. There's almost contact between the two, and Verstappen surely's got his line compromised, but Watanabe's got DRS on that Toyota. This wheel-to-wheel fight. This is the thrilling season opener. Down the inside goes Watanabe, and Max Verstappen pulls the switcheroo on him. Watanabe goes wide. Why does he go wide? He must have misjudged the space, but that's going to expose him to Lewis Hamilton on some soft tires as well. He's going to see what he can do, and Watanabe's going to have to defend against his life against a 7-time world champion, but that is going to be Watanabe. And now he's going to see if he can close up to Max Verstappen, hitting into the double left-hander again. He's made up some good positions here. And he has to avoid contact. He gets on the exit curve. He loses his position. And Hamilton is getting by Watanabe. Surely, yes, he has a race win, but that was under extenuating circumstances. Now he's really got to fight with the big boys in Formula 1. Hamilton dives down the inside, and he squeezes Watanabe out. And Watanabe's certainly going to have to learn to put his own elbows out if he wants to hold on to those positions. Let's look at this replay. You can see here, yeah, he just worries he's going to hit the rear of that Red Bull. Now with DRS, Hamilton in a DRS train. Lance Stroll in a slower Aston Martin on medium tires is impeding Hamilton's progress. But now with the slipstream from Lewis Hamilton, surely Watanabe can get a move done as Stroll and Hamilton are parked like a bus on that apex. But Watanabe's going to go around the outside, turns into the inside of turn 3, and that is a beautiful move. Hamilton defends the inside of turn 4. Watanabe, he can't outbrake himself this time, and he goes around the outside of Hamilton, and now up into P5, and he can make chase again on Max Verstappen once more. Closing on the Red Bull. Is Watanabe going to make the move? Dives into the inside. He's made this move last year, but this time, rather than making contact, he seizes the position, and he's past the Red Bull, and he's closing in now on Pierre Gasly in the AlphaTauri. This is for the podium positions. Gasly hasn't pit yet, so now Watanabe is going to be closing in on that AlphaTauri on those really, really worn medium tires. Watanabe, with the pace, goes around the outside of the team which they were fighting P6 in the constructors last year, but this time around, Watanabe takes the position easily over Gasly, but Gasly with DRS now, he's got to turn attack into defense against the two Red Bull drivers with Gasly. Verstappen closing in, going to see if he can make the position. He gets by Gasly, but now he's defending inside. He's 6-0, and Watanabe doesn't see it, but he jolts to the left just to give him the room, but he's made the defense work, and now Verstappen again with DRS is closing. He's on alongside. They're going to head into turn 4. Verstappen's got the optimum line on the inside, but Watanabe's going to break way later. Big daredevil moves from Watanabe, and that he's held on to P3. What a scintillating race. And now Alonso and Norris on their medium tires from the start of the race are pitting, and Watanabe's got clean air to try and create a gap to Max Verstappen for a second pit stop. And this is Nicholas Latifi down the main straight. And ooh, that's not how you want to start your season, with a retirement due to a mechanical failure. That is surely going to hurt the Williams. But that's going to fall into Watanabe's hands as well, as now, Verstappen's pitting this lap, and now Watanabe's got to put foot to the floor and make up some distance so we can get a pit stop's length of distance between him and Verstappen in order to make his own pit stop and hold the position. Now Watanabe on lap 19 enters the pit's a 20-second gap to Max Verstappen, but it's about a 22 to 25-second time lost in the pit lane. So surely Max Verstappen will get by him. It's just by how much will he get by him, as Watanabe pits for another set of medium compound tires, and that's a decent stop again from the boys and girls at Toyota. And now Watanabe is going to get out of the pit lane. Here comes Max Verstappen down the start-finish straight. He makes it by to Toyota. That's to be expected. But Watanabe is only about a second or so behind the Red Bull. So this has fallen well into Toyota's hands. And now Watanabe can put on the pressure as he attempts to charge after the charging Red Bull. And now Watanabe is closing on the start-finish straight. And he sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. And he's closing that distance much quickly to Max Verstappen. Here he goes, through the double left-hander. The Toyota looks very good in the hands on Watanabe, especially on those medium tires. And now he's closing on to Max Verstappen. It's a two-car battle for the lead, but this was not the battle we expected. Watanabe looks for a move down the inside of turn 11, but Max Verstappen with superior grip. His tires that much more grip to the road has made it past the Toyota. Now he's going. Oh, he's an engine failure. No, that's not for him. That's for his teammate, Yuki Tsunoda. And just like Nicholas Latifi, that is not how you want to start your season.
No power.
Back off.
Oh no, Yuki, this is not how you want to start your new season, especially with a new team, especially when your teammate is that far up on the grid fighting for the win. And here goes Kato Watanabe down the start-finish straight. DRS, ERS, he's closing at a rate of not. Verstappen defends the inside. He's going to have to defend like the lion on his helmet to retain P1. Side by side they go. Watanabe has superior grip on his fresher medium tires, and he goes around the outside. But now, on the run to turn 4, Verstappen has DRS, and he's 2/10 away. He can make a dive. Watanabe has to defend. He hugs that apex, and he holds on to the position, because this is for the race win. And Toyota Racing and Yuki Tsunoda, parked on the side of the road, has surely impeded Verstappen's overtaking possibilities. Here goes Watanabe. This is the pass for the race win. Down the outside of turn 1. This is an optimum spot for overtaking, and those fresh medium tires have gripped the track way better than Max's has. And now Verstappen is going to have to try and fight back as much as he can. But with the impeded Yuki Tsunoda on the side of the road, that surely has not helped his overtaking chances, especially into turn 4. This could be the race. After an amazing, historic Brazilian Grand Prix win, Watanabe has earned this on merit. Toyota said they mastered the new regulations, and this year they're masters at Bahrain in the opening race. Kato Watanabe wins the opening race of the season, and that is surely how Toyota Racing will want to start proceedings. Look like a new team, fresh, rejuvenated, and surely title contenders in only their second season back in Formula 1. This is an amazing result for the team, amazing strategy, amazing car control from their drivers, and the team is absolutely ecstatic in the garage as they have made a car in just 2 years that is worthy of perhaps a constructors and maybe even drivers championship, as Watanabe leads Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, two amazing talents in this sport. We talked about in the past how Watanabe looks like a champion in the making, and now he's proven himself as only his second season to be right up there with the big guns of Formula 1. A disappointing race for our championship defender Valtteri Bottas in P4, and unfortunately Yuki Tsunoda could not get points for the team. This would be the first race that both Toyota drivers could have scored points. However, there are P3, and it's a tight battle at the top of the Constructors' Championship standings, of our driver standings being the results of the first race. But Watanabe celebrating up there on the podium, and surely the top step is reserved for the Japanese driver this year for many more times to come. What an epic opening race for this 2022 season, but there's more to come. We'll be back in Shanghai again for the Chinese Grand Prix in a few weeks time. But for now, that's it from us. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.